Our children are in a crisis, an Iman crisis. People who aren't even Muslim are paying attention to this. They've done surveys in America and they've studied Muslims, and they've found that 1 in 4 Muslims who grow up in America leave Islam. It's the same in Canada. It's the same in Australia. It's the same in the UK. Our community leaders sometimes don't realize this. The children's parents sometimes don't realize this. But you do, because you teach them. They all send their children to you. You are on the front lines. You've made sacrifices. You could have had a worldly career, made lots of money, but you chose to serve the deen. And you know what? You are the ones who are best placed to solve this crisis. Because you've studied the Quran, you've studied tafsir, you've studied hadith, you've studied fiqh, you've studied usul, you've studied aqidah, you've studied mantiq, you've studied the Islamic sciences. And that's where the answer lies. But that's not where people who aren't alims or alimas or imams or maktab teachers, people who aren't like you, that's not where they're going to find answers. They're reading refutations of atheist ideas written by non-Muslims. They're studying philosophy, they're making scientific arguments. It looks very nice and complicated, but it doesn't work. At Basira Education, we've developed a course called Why Islam is True. This course takes what you've learned, the Dars-e-Nizami curriculum, and uses it to really solve this crisis. It's based on 4 rational arguments that are there in the Quran. Scholars like Maulana Thanvi, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on him, unpacked them in his tafsir and in many other books that he wrote. This course takes principles, techniques, arguments that were developed by scholars that you and I both revere. It puts them into their Quranic context, and it gives you a step-by-step, easy-to-follow method to talk to your students about science, miracles, laws of nature, atheism, the problem of evil and suffering, evolution, to talk to them about everything that they're wondering about that's causing them doubts. And if the students that you teach are too young to think about this right now, then very soon they will be thinking about them. They will be wondering about them. By the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we've trained teachers in schools, in mosques, in community centers, in universities to deliver this course to their students. They go through a rigorous training. We give them a textbook, we give them slides, step-by-step instructions on what to do in class. We're with them as they teach. We help them answer all of their student questions. We watch the way that they teach. We give them feedback. We're there with them all the way. And it works, because when they're done teaching a group of students with our support, they can answer any question. It's not because of us. It's because the arguments of our scholars are really good. They're the best thing that's out there. And they're based on what the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself taught, and they're there in the Quran. I'd like to invite you to an intensive course for scholars, where I'll teach you how to take what you've learned in the Dars-e-Nizami curriculum and apply it using the methods that I just described to show your students that there's absolutely no doubt that La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, that there's absolutely no doubt that Islam is true. We have an opportunity. We can solve this crisis, and the key is in your hands. I hope you can join me.